Guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a quick install video. um, as you can see here, I had the oil pan off on my LS1. I have it off for a couple reasons. The first one being is I bought a built motor used. I didn't build it, I didn't put any of the stuff in it. I didn't get any of the machine work done by a shop, so I really wanted to kind of go through it and check tolerances. Check stuff like rod to crank, side clearance, feeler gauge stuff, make sure everything's kind of torqued correctly. I wanted to look in the pan, make sure there was no oil in it because it was a running motor before I got it. I want to make sure there's no metal flakes or shavings in it because it was a running motor before I got it. I wanted to cut up in the oil filter, examine the health of the motor. So all that kind of stuff I'm doing on the side. Another reason why I wanted to pull the pan was this car was previously turboed also, or this motor was previously turboed also. Turn around here, and it had a bung right here for a return line to come back in, and that positioning is not going to work for me or my turbo setup. Actually, where I'm doing my turbo setup is the front timing. Oh, well, that sucks. The front timing cover. So this is a good example right here. So as you can see, there's the bung right here. We actually had this welded. I had this welded today too. I have an awesome welder friend down near Fredericksburg. He's great at what he does. Fair price. Definitely a huge help. He's going to be part of this build more because there's tons of other stuff we need to get welded. So I'm going to do my turbo drain back into the front cover like a lot of people are doing. It does clear the pulley. It is kind of offset as far as you can. Basically, on the back, you can see the hole right there. It's as far off as we can make it, and it welded really good for being, a cheap $50 cover. So in saying that, since I'm going to be doing return here, I needed to kind of take care of this bung here. So instead of just capping it, I was already down there getting stuff welded. We chopped it, we welded it. I also had the oil level sensor, it's like the plastic sensor, removed because I don't need that. Everyone else was getting rid of it, or they were plugging it. There was basically they would remove it and then they would just plug it with an O-ring, like a bolt. And I was like, screw that. I'm here getting stuff welded. Let's just weld it shut. So we welded these two things shut. So let's go ahead and review real quick. I pulled the pan so that I could, one, check the bottom end, check the health of the motor. Two, plug the holes that I didn't need for the turbo drain. And then the third and the most major reason was because I wanted to do, hold on, I wanted to do the improved racing oil baffle for the LS1. So the LS1 is known to get oil starvation pretty easily with the OEM baffle. Any LS1 that's racing that does a lot of heavy G's in turns, so track racing, etc., can experience oil starvation because the baffle just cannot keep up. I guess some people overfill to try and compensate, but this is a great solution to the oiling issues that the LS1s experience. So cheap insurance, not very expensive at all. Got it on Black Friday sale, and we're going to go ahead and do a quick install video for the improved racing baffle. Super simple. So let me go ahead and get. So I got everything I needed. I went ahead and cleaned my bolts, stuff like that. Just back this up here. Hopefully you guys can see it. They're really easy. Just 10 mil bolts. There's 7 of them. So quick example. The baffle just goes in like this. Oh, maybe I have it backwards. The baffle goes in like this, and then it gets bolted down. And then a couple people were saying to put red Loctite sealer on it, and that's what I'm going to do. And then you just torque the bolts per Improved Racing's specs, and these instructions can be found in your kit or online. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is turn the pan down, put the baffle in, torque it down. They do call out to make sure that you clean the baffle with just soap or detergent. just to make sure it's nice and clean before installing it. I think it's just because when they get it manufactured, they don't do a full cleaning process on it. I just scrubbed it in my sink for a little bit with Dawn. It was fine. Alright, so let's go ahead and set this up here. And so we got this down. So I'm going to go ahead and put, alright, cool. Cool. It's in. Oh, wait, that's right. I'm going to go ahead and just spray this out real quick. That's better. There's a little bit of dust left in it from when we were doing some other stuff today. Alright, cool. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit of blue Loctite. I don't think the instructions call for Loctite, but alright, so there it is, guys. Improved Racing Baffle installed, bolted down. I just put like medium grade Loctite on it, so the blue color one. And now I'm going to go ahead and get my torque wrench right here, look up the specs real quick, and then we're going to torque them all. Hold on. So went ahead and looked at the instructions real quick, and Improved Racing calls for 106 inch-pounds or 8 to 9 foot-pounds for the bolts, because they are just, you know, standard 10 mil bolts. They also want you to make sure that the trap doors open and shut, and mine do that. So Yep, they open and shut pretty easily, so no issues. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this digital torque wrench, and then this you can't. This one is a little bit like a cheaper model, so you can't set the torque that you want it to go to, and then it beeps when you hit it. You just have to watch that you're hitting the torque. So I'm going to go ahead and just start in the middle, and right there, 9 for that one, and then I'm just going to come over here and crisscross it. Alright, 8.9, that's good enough. Alright. That one's 9. Cool. So we're all done, guys. Alright. All done. So, improved racing baffle installed, bolted, torqued, the flapper's flap. Yep, we're good to go. So in one of the next videos that we do, I'm going to show me installing the pan back on. I'm going to clean it again one more time. I'm going to spray it out or brake clean, etc. before I go ahead and install it. And there's going to be tons more videos of me doing it. There'll be tons more videos of me installing and doing small little projects on the LS motor. So a lot more information and videos to come. Thanks for watching, guys.